In life, relationships are very important, and oftentimes we struggle with trust in those relationships. So today we're going to talk about how to get more trust in your relationships. So before we talk about how to get more trust in your relationships, let's first talk about why it is that you want more trust. Because again, everything we do for a reason, and it's the outcome or the payoff that we're looking for. So what would be the payoff that you're looking for by having more trust? You have to think about that, because what are consequences, of trust, or outcomes or results of trust? Oftentimes what it is there's more freedom. So if I'm in a relationship and, I'm a child, a teenager, and I want more freedom, more ability to make choices and do things that I want to do, if your parents trust you, then they typically give you more freedom. If in a relationship there is a lack of trust, then usually the person that doesn't trust tries to control or to be more aware of the other person and what they're doing or what they're not doing. So maybe you're uncomfortable with that feeling of somebody watching over you and questioning you and wanting to know what you're doing. The question about that is, well, why are you uncomfortable with that? Why is it that another person not trusting you creates an issue for you? Now let's talk about trust. The truth is, whether a person trusts you or not is really about that person. It's not about you. You could be trustworthy and somebody could still not trust you. Or you could be an untrustworthy person. So you could lie about things and cheat, and you could still find people that would trust you. So whether or not I or anybody else makes a decision to trust you has very little to do with you. It has to do with me or the person who's extending or not extending the trust. So the other thing to realize and understand about this is, if we look at the principle of control, you also know that it's impossible for you to make somebody trust you. You don't have control over that. You only have control over yourself. So looking at the reason behind the desire to have others trust me, because again, sometimes individuals want that trust so that they're now free to go and do whatever it is that they want to do. And sometimes they want to do things that maybe the other person doesn't want them to do. And so rather than face it and deal with the uncomfortableness or the disappointment or the anger from that other person, I just want to avoid it. So I'm going to hide or not tell that person what I'm doing, because in my mind I may think it doesn't really matter. They don't really need to know what I'm doing or not doing because it doesn't have an effect on them. It's just me. Well, really what that is I'm not wanting to be honest, and I'm not wanting to be accountable. And in a way, when I'm being dishonest with another person, what I'm doing is I'm trying to control them. So I'm trying to control the information that they have so that they will think or feel about me in a certain way. Now think about what that does to me as an individual. So I'm dishonest about who I am because let's say I've been given trust, and now this person thinks that I'm, let's say in a relationship. So the person thinks that you're being faithful to them and you're not, but you've gotten that trust from them. You know the truth. And so whether or not they know the truth doesn't matter. There's still a consequence or an outcome to you. So you know that you're not being truthful, that you're being dishonest, and that affects how you see yourself, and it affects how you feel about yourself, and then it affects your behaviors. And that's why we find that people who are not being honest about who they are, that at some point they self-destruct. So they do things where it eventually comes out, or if they continue to keep it hidden, it will begin to show itself oftentimes in physical illnesses or physical disease, because I'm suppressing that and it's staying inside of me and it begins to eat me from the inside out. So this whole issue about gaining more trust, it's really about gaining more trust with myself. Too often we're more worried about what other people think about us than what we think about ourselves. So the best way to gain more trust is to begin to be honest with ourselves and to begin to trust ourselves, begin to be trustworthy. And as we do that, I'll get to a place where, because I feel so good about, and as you begin to do that, you'll get to a place in your life where you feel so good about yourself and you know who you are, that you're not going to worry so much about what other people think of you. And if somebody is in your life and they are questioning you, they don't trust you, it doesn't really matter, because your behavior doesn't change whether they trust you or not. And it doesn't bother you if they don't trust you, because you know that's about them. It's not about you. The outcome of that is that over time, as you are trustworthy and as the way you see yourself and the way you feel about yourself improves, other people will pick up on that. The vibration of who you are will give itself off to other people, and they will sense and feel the type of person that you are, and they will begin to have a desire to extend more trust to you. So again, the way to get more trust is to be trustworthy and to work on trusting yourself. Thanks for watching today. Subscribe to our channel. If you want to know more about who we are and what we do, visit our website. And if you're watching this on LinkedIn, follow me here.